Welcome back to Kris versus Everybody. I'm your host, Kris Canty. In this podcast, I will talk about anything, everything, unedited, uncensored, and unapologetic. No filters, no fluff, just real talk. This episode is brought to you by the Crisscross Studios YouTube channel. Go hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. And if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, hit that follow button to stay up to date with every new episode as it drops. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Now let's get into it. Let's talk about Byron Doanlds. Yes, that Byron Doanlds. The man who somehow became a representative of the great state of Florida. You ever notice how every election cycle, there's always that one politician who tries way too hard to be the breakout star? Somebody who thinks being seen on Fox News 10 times a day is the same thing as being a leader in their respective parties. Well, here we are. Byron Doanlds isn't in Congress to govern. He's in Congress to audition. He's there to tap dance for Donald Trump, for his attention, for whatever future political gig he thinks he's entitled to. This man is basically doing political karaoke, repeating whatever MAGA talking points gets the loudest clap from the crowd. And the craziest part, he says it with the swagger of somebody who just dropped a TED Talk. When in reality, he's just repeating Twitter memes and Facebook Uncle Logic. Let's start with the big one. Byron Doanlds went on national TV and straight up said Black people had it better during Jim Crow. Now imagine saying that with a straight face. The level of historical illiteracy, the disrespect, and the intellectual laziness is wild. But he didn't say it by accident. He said it because he knows his audience. He knows the people clapping aren't clapping for the history. They're clapping for the message. And that message is clear. I'll say whatever makes the base feel good, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. Donald tries to present himself as the rising intellectual force of the Republican Party, but the math ain't mathing. Every time he opens his mouth about policy, you realize he didn't show up to study. He showed up to perform. Whether it's misunderstanding basic economics, twisting civil rights history, or acting like being anti-woke is a governing philosophy. It's embarrassing, if you ask me. Not just politically, but academically. He wants to be the GOP's Black conservative poster child so bad that he's willing to erase entire chapters of Black history. Jim Crow wasn't some nostalgic era. It wasn't strong families and good values. It was a designed system to break people legally, economically, and socially. And to have a Black man defend Jim Crow on purpose is desperate. You see, Doanlds forgot one thing. Representation without integrity is just a prop. And that's what he's become. He's become the political prop for MAGA, not the Republican Party, because the Republican Party is a decent party when they have a spine. But Byron Doanlds, if tomorrow Trump said the sky was green, Byron Doanlds would show up on TV with a crayon box talking about, well, actually, in certain wavelengths, like, bro, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. And look, I'm not saying Democrats are perfect, but what I'm saying is that leadership takes thought. It takes a backbone, a spine. It takes being willing to tell your own side when they're doing wrong. That's something Doanlds has never done and probably never will. Because when your whole party identity is tied to being a side character in someone else's movement, you can't afford to think for yourself. So yeah, Byron Doanlds is not a thinker. He's not a leader. He's not a strategist. And that's the problem. America needs grown-ups, not political influencers masquerading as policymakers. But hey, who knows? Maybe one day he'll find the courage to be his own man instead of a MAGA ventriloquist puppet. But until then, he's just another politician selling outrage to the highest bidder. And honestly, we deserve better. The state of Florida, the district that he represents, deserves better. And look, conversations like this matter. Calling out the nonsense, breaking down the lies, and saying the quiet parts out loud. That's what we do here. If you're tired of performative politics, tired of the people rewriting history for clout, and tired of the same recycled talking points getting passed off as leadership, then you're in the right place. The Kris versus Everybody show is about clarity, truth, and saying what everybody else is too nervous to say. So if you rocked with today's episode, hit that subscribe button, rate the show, and share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Follow the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Tap in every week for real talk without the filters. Oh yeah, and fuck Byron Doanlds. See y'all next time on Kris versus Everybody.